It is worrisome to see that several research findings indicate that children and learners with disabilities constitute 40% of the over 10 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. Based on this, National Commission for Persons with Disabilities and Federal Ministry of Education, in collaboration with Festus Fajemilo Foundation, put together a national summit on access to education for persons with disabilities, with the view to develop standard operational procedures on inclusive education in order to provide solutions to the challenges associated with the implementation of national policy on inclusive education. At the opening ceremony of the 2 days event in Abuja, the nation's capital, stakeholders threw their support behind the policy.
Education, as we say, is the bedrock of every religion. Protection for every religion. When we talk about fighting poverty, we have to work on it. When we talk about fighting crime, we have to work on education. When we talk about even personal relationships, we have to work on education. Education is the engine of every civilization. The United Nations Constitution say the woman with SDG leaving no one behind. Mantra leaving no one behind. The people that we are behind already, we are only passing. Now the mantra is coming within the person from behind to the front corner of nationality.
The importance of this meeting cannot be overemphasized, especially as the implementation of national inclusive policy on education is a key to social inclusion, job opportunity, and independent living for persons with disabilities. Inclusive education is defined as a process of addressing and responding to the diverse needs of all learners by increasing participation in learning and reducing exclusion within and from education. This means that all learners have the right to quality education that caters to the extent possible for their individual needs. In the education sector, giant strides have been made by putting in place policies such as National Policy on Inclusive Education and its implementation guidelines, National Policy on Special Needs Education and its implementation guidelines, and the National Policy on Albinism and its implementation guidelines. All these policies are geared towards improving provisions for independent living for persons with disabilities in Nigeria. It is important that all stakeholders and key holders key into the implementation for the benefit of persons with disabilities in Nigeria.
Why? When we are talking about inclusive education, it's the law of the land. That's the law. Section 2. When the law says the right to free education, it's not saying just the right. It's an unfettered right that the person with disability has to get a free education up to secondary school level. And the tertiary education has to be subsidized. That's the law.
What SOPs is to improve the accessibility of children with disability to basic education. SOPs chose the state, the Kaduna State, and a local government to demonstrate that inclusive education is an achievable venture in Nigeria. Because
so I want to use this opportunity to call the MPS that it is responsible for the implementation of this inclusive education. So please do the needful. We have so many policies, documents in this country, but the problem is implementation. Please do more towards the implementation so that persons with disabilities will benefit from the education sector.